All right, hello guys. I am still at it. Okay, I done had a whole full day. All right, I done went out there. You guys saw me with the insecticidal soap. Let me close this door. All right, so you guys saw me go out there with my DIY insecticidal soap. Okay, there was the olive oil, the Dawn soap, and then the water. Sprayed those down in the morning. Them Japanese beetles are resilient. They still out there. What they're doing is they're mating and and eating. So what they do is they stay underneath the ground for 10 months. They come up for 2 months. They enjoy the summertime and all of your food and all of your stuff in your garden. And they just eat it up. They love roses. I have tons of roses. They love grapevines, which I have about 2 grapevines at this point. Okay. I have blackberries. They love my blackberries. Any fruit trees. They just love that stuff. Okay. So there's different things. What we're doing is we're going to hit this from different standpoints. Okay, I'm using DIY, I'm using organic and a little bit of chemical. So I sprayed that in the daytime. Now the sun done went down, they're less active again. They've been chowing down all day on all them weeds I let grow back there. And so I went back and I followed it up with some neem oil. Okay, I used a whole bottle of it on just like 2 of my garden beds, and I got 6. So I sprayed the neem oil. Okay, so again, you could use the soapy water, neem oil, and then I have insecticidal soap that I'll use tomorrow morning. Okay. All right. I know you guys are like, well, you going really hard. Yes, I do not want them in my yard. Okay. Now that's just after they have already turned into adults. How can you treat your soil? You guys saw me use the Lawn X. I've done 3 treatments of that and some milky spore. I had the pellets. Okay. So I put the milky spore out there. What that does is it creates a nice ecosystem of these microscopic bugs that go in and they eat the larvae. Okay, and the larvae, as the larvae is eating through stuff, they eat that, and then they create eggs inside of the larvae, and they eat them from the inside out. It sounds gross, it sounds violent, but if you want your harvest, you gotta get dirty, literally. Okay, so another thing that I'm going to be doing here. This is a company called Beneficial Insects. It's called Nature's Good Guys. Soldier bugs. Not soldier bugs up in it. Okay, I know that was corny, but whatever, man. Okay, so this is a whole pamphlet of different bugs that you can buy. Remember, I told you guys about beneficial bugs. Okay. Oh, and then after I spray the neem oil, I use this powdery substance called 7. Okay, sprinkle that around, and I sprinkle diatomaceous earth. So how many things have I used? Soapy water, neem oil, 7 powder spray, diatomaceous earth. Sprinkle it around because it's raining a lot. So you just want to you building up, right? They're already adults. If you have an infestation of them, you want to get that population down. You want to preserve your plants, okay? Right? That's why I let them weeds grow. Even though they're eating the weeds, they're eating down. They're going to eventually eat down to my stuff I got underneath, and I don't want that. So hence, and they're also from the ground up. What have we used? Lawn X, the Grub X, 3 treatments, and then also Milky Spore. I had Milky Spore pellets. You have to water that into your lawn. I also have, this is Milky Spore powder. Okay, I'm going to make this up in a big old thing and just pour it all around. Okay, this is going to it's going to kill them in this form before they turn into this nasty thing. This is the worst. Okay, so they back there eating and having sex. And you can see them literally, bugs sleep together on top of each other. I'm going to show you probably in the morning if they're still out there. They sleeping with each other. They all up in my, and then they eating. You know, they having a Netflix and chill out there in my garden, and I don't think so. Okay, so we're gonna use that. Next thing, beneficial bugs. I have some nematodes. Okay, they're in here. They're live nematodes. Okay, all right, you can get them live. I'm gonna put this out there in the yard. Okay, let it kind of sit there, and then I water it in the morning. You can also, other things that you can get is some green lace wig. Okay, you want to kill those. Remember I showed you guys I had amphib problems. You want to get that. I'm going to get some ladybugs. Okay, so you want to build your living soil, right? Okay, soil improves, soil structure improves water retention and nutrient availability, right? So beneficial nematodes, which is what I got. This is what I ordered. Only $17. Targets the young life stages of over 200 soil dwelling pests. Okay, so not just the Japanese beetles, but other stuff such as grubs, fleas. You don't want those in your yard either. Fungus gnats, thrips, beetles, shoe flies, and many more. Okay, so it's a real wiggler. It's a small little bug. Okay, it targets fungus gnats, thrips, shoe flies, all sorts of stuff. So we're going to get all these different types of, it's called maintaining your living soil, okay? So we want to make that soil come, just pop and come more alive. So we getting it from the ground, from the baby stage, okay? From the baby stage, we're going to get them from there. We're going to let them be eaten alive. And then we're using the soapy water, neem oil, 7 powder, and diatomaceous earth for this stage. And I got something else coming, okay, in the mail. That I know y'all like, you going hard. I am, okay? Because the more you do this over the seasons, like it was real bad last year. That's like the more I'm doing this, I'm seeing a good amount of them, but it's less and less and less, right? Okay, because they what they do is they emit little signals, of pheromones, and they bring in more of they basically is doing, they getting flued out. Okay, the females and the males is emitting pheromones like we over here, and they all on different leaves having all sorts of little nasty little Japanese beetle orgies, and they back there eating all of my stuff up and having sex all up on my garden. I don't want that type of energy in my garden. I don't want that type of energy in my garden, okay? And I don't want them eating all of my stuff up, so we gotta get that out of here. Another reason to let some of those weeds, I don't care if they look unsightly, let them grow 4-5 feet, because you will see they trapped on a lot of those plants that I let grow up that we consider weeds, okay? So that was another use for them as well, okay? We want to contain them before they go to the stuff that we like they trying to get on my blackberries. So this is what you want to do. You want to work with that soil, milky spore, diatomaceous earth, grub X, lawn X. Get that soil together. Beneficial insects, nematodes, right? You want to get them before. I didn't even start early this year. I'm going to start earlier next year. I'm going to start around April, May. Okay, it's like I'm learning more and more each year. That's what I love about gardening, because you learn more and more and more, and you can incorporate organic strategies with a little chemical. Okay, because I get a little chemical on me. All right, and then some DIY strategies, and then you could even reach out to your local lawn care people, and if they know anything about pest control, they can help you. Another thing that you could do too is do not forsake the orchid man. Because not only the Japanese beetles is the worst, but you have ants. I showed you guys I had ants all over my roses, and you don't want what's they called, termites. And listen, if you have babies, you got grandbabies, you got fur babies. Even if you like to lay out in your grass and do a little yoga out there, a little kick it and chill. You got a little projector screen, you can watch a little movie. You don't want to be sitting around and you want to have a little picnic back there. You don't want to have all these bugs and stuff crawling up on you. We want to keep the population down and have beneficial bugs that don't bother us. And they predators to the bugs we don't want. So look at the beneficial bugs. Treat that soil. Use some stuff to get rid of them when they're in the adult stage. You guys have a wonderful day. Peace.